All right, out there, SP fans, Shawn Paul Pickleball. I'm actually still here on the same day that you just watched the last post. Sitting in my backyard, and you see it's a little darker. So I am here, and I told you before that I had my handy dandy pad to talk about some things that I always wanted to write down so I wouldn't forget. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's a few hours later. I'm a little bit more into the partying night. But I wanted to bring up, now again, Brian Asher, how's it going, buddy? I keep mentioning you because one of your posts that I was watching, again, and it was very interested in, was when you were talking about how this TikTok thing works. And you were like, you have to post. Post. So I'm going to make more posts. Whether they get likes or, comments or whatever, then I guess you still have to post. So I'm going to post more than I have been. And one of the posts, again, I have more than pickleball fans on my page. Okay, so I know a lot of pickleball people won't, a lot of non-pickleball people won't recognize things that I say or about this topic that I'm going to bring right now. And my topic is, see it, hitting your opponent body bag. So what they call, when you're playing pickleball, they call, when you hit your opponent, they call it a body bag. I think it's a funny thing too. But so what happens is when you hit your opponent, it's a point on you. It's a point for you. Okay. So if we're playing pickleball, boop, 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 and you hit me, it's your point. It's your point. Now, a lot of people are against this. A lot of people talk shit about it, that when people do that. It's happened to me a bunch, I've done it a bunch, and I've put a few instances of me doing that to people on pickleball on pickleball pages that I'm a part of on Facebook, and I've gotten some positive comments and negative comments. So what my thing is now is to talk about body bagging. I still think that's a funny saying, but when you body bag someone, when you body bag someone, it is your point. Now, is it fair? Yes, it's absolutely fair. It's absolutely fair. Is it necessary? Sometimes it's necessary. Case in point. So, a few months ago, when I was on one of my pickleball adventures, I had to do that to somebody. Now, I also have a thing where I call playing accordingly. Which means I am not even going to think about body bagging somebody if they're beginner or my opponents are beginners or 100-year-old people, old people, or whatever. But if we're playing at a high level of pickleball, body bagging is a strategic, tactical move. That's it. If you do now, does it require I'm sorry? No, it doesn't. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry for saying I'm sorry. And what that means is that if I do that to you, okay, for one, I tell everybody like this, because I teach pickleball to, beginners and sometimes a little level up. But if I hit you it's because I meant to. It's because I meant to. So that was my tactical course of action. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm playing with beginners and they pop up the ball, which I call feeding the bear, and I'm not the bear. Anybody who is at that kitchen line across is the bear. So if you pop it up at your opponent's kitchen line, that is called feeding the bear. So if you pop the ball up at your opponent's kitchen line, and again, play accordingly. If you are not playing at the 4-5 level and somebody pops the ball up at you, then please don't expect that bloop, which I do all the time. Somebody, exactly in that post that I was just talking about earlier, when I hit that guy, which I'm getting ready to get into that too. Somebody said, oh, if you had kindness in your toolbox. Are you kidding me? I have kindness in my toolbox all the time. I play accordingly. I don't play like that when I'm playing with beginners or people who can barely get the ball over the net. I don't do that. But this game that I'm getting ready to tell you about, I was playing and I thought was a 4-5 level game. Me and my partner, our opponents, were all at that level, blah, blah, blah. My opponents, me and my partner are standing at the baseline. My partner drives, which I don't know why he did that, but he did. He drives like, cranks the ball hard, and me and him both are standing at the baseline. So the guy standing in front of me, of course, at the kitchen line, tried to do one of those, bloop, just dropped the ball over the net, which pickleball players out there know you don't do that. You should just keep hitting it back to the person who's at the baseline. Well, when he did that, of course, as soon as I saw him do that, I chucked it. I'm running, and as I'm running, my only course of action, and I meant to do it, my only course of action was to aim for him. That's it. Aim for him. That's it. So when I did that, I cranked it and I hit it. And I'm not going to lie, I guess he got lucky that it clipped the net. Because when it clipped the net, it just caught off of his shoulder. Just a bit. No big deal. It's clipped off his shoulder. And as I'm walking back to the baseline, he's like, aren't you going to say you're sorry for that shit? I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? It's your fault. You did it. I meant to hit you. Anyway, hitting someone in pickleball, body bagging is part of the game, especially when you're playing at that level. I mean, it sucks. I've actually had people hit me before on purpose, that I know it was on purpose, and say you're sorry. Well, and say they're sorry. And I'm like, that pisses me off even more. Why would you say you're sorry if you meant to do it? So, me, pickleballers, I only got a minute left here. Pickleballers, does it make you feel better if I hit you knowing that I meant to hit you? It's a tactical, strategic shot. If I hit you knowing that I meant to do it, does it make you feel better if I say I'm sorry? Even though I didn't mean it. I meant to hit you. Anyway, so that was my thing today. I'm just curious. So pickleballers out there, I may get slammed for some of this and some bad comments or whatever, but it's part of the game. I've had bruises all up and down my arm before. I never expected sorries before. And again, it pisses me off if you say you're sorry and you didn't mean it. Get back to me. Shawn Paul Pickleball. See you on the courts.